Because one day in the neighborhood in the mountain, and certainly there is one wild cat. It is not a kind of leopard, but other cat, a very longer ear and short tail, and the top of the tail is black. And this hair is like longer hair. Sometimes these animals cheating to the other animals want to kill. But it's not the snow leopard, but the skin is very, very expensive that moment. For example, now it's nothing though. And then this other neighborhood is a kind of the guy want to kill this animal. And then he looked and his wife said, stupid, go to help to him, you can to receive some part of the, that. And he doesn't want, but then she said, pushed very much, and then he went, helped. Of course, this other guy killed. And he received this half of the skin, but he said, so much regret. Why I killed his... Then he complained to the wife, it's according to you. I don't want to kill, but you pushed it to me and like this. Now I killed one animal in my life. So then I really almost tears coming. Very good. It is a lama, it is a monk, it is like practitioners. How much he taking care. But what am I saying? Sometimes if you be there, family situations, if she doesn't push to him, maybe she says, okay, darling, if you have this kind of hesitate, if even you receive this half the skin or not, maybe it doesn't make difference for our families. It's forgetting that he do not need to joy, to help. And like this, sometimes it's like, for example, maybe it's like in the families, maybe wife wants to practice Dharma and to go to the retreat, to study something, and the husband says, oh, you can't do that. You need to look after children, look after me, make it clean house. And it's kind of obstacles, sometimes like this. In this case, some positive things to do is self-responsibilities. Therefore, we say the human existence, it is most important. And when we obtain the human existence, and then we need to do something. And first, I want to say is to recognize it's this precious human existence. And this one is like yesterday we talking about the closest friend and all the belongings, wealth, everything is, and even our bodies. Talking about one day we have big separations. That means it's the great demonstration of the impermanent. And impermanent is nobody's created that, but it's like any kind of compounded things are, its nature is the separations finally. And therefore it is very important to concern me about the impermanent. Of course maybe we can talk about later, but it's like this impermanent is there's no certainties. And of course some in the another planet, they have certainty. Maybe it's like this and that kind of years, then you will die. Until there's no problem there. And then we can relax until there. Or, like before that I have death, maybe I have 10 years, 20 years, 5 years. Then you can do everything is to cut, to give up, you can go to retreat, you can do positive things, maybe, but our impermanent departure is uncertainty. It's like our shadow. When it's demonstrated to us, we don't know, and it's like kind of a big shock things that happen. For example, we can to look like someone's sick, someone's slowly departure. It doesn't much to give us education of the realization of the impermanent. Certainly to shock things. For example, once I was very much shocked in Paris, this the aeroplane Concorde is crashed. And after that I listened, most of them are like from Germany, because this aeroplane, someone took this plane, it's like very expensive. But I heard it's like some parents or children, before the departure of this plan, they call to the family, now we are entering into the plan, and then it's going to holiday in America or someone, and then we see you son, say, okay, go on busy, just about 5 or 10 maybe minutes, maybe half an hour, big horrible news is coming, your family is lost, that moment is this kind of, also those who ever died, maybe they think it's never, or my impermanent is maybe longer, not right now. And therefore, to thinking about the impermanent is very important to study in our lives. For example, when we concern in the impermanent, each moment we can to make happy. Today I have a life, I want to help my families, I want to make the party of my families, and also it's like I need to do something. It is like maybe each moment to recite the mantra, to generate the bodhicitta, to changing process of the movement of body, speech, mind. For example, some in the retreaters, when they have really to tame their mind by the preliminary aspect, which is the human existence, impermanent causality and defects of the samsara. When they arrive in the solitude place, and of course they have 4 sessions per day, but between the sessions, when they're making food, when they clean the house, when they're making the offer things, they never ever rest their mouth. Each moment of they pray is like doing. Why they say it? Because they think it's impermanent. In this Rosolam Shanos, there is one retreater person. He's in his solitude place, in the cave. In the front of the cave, there is one very strange tree. The first time he entered into this cave, it's very short, but when he entered, it's making problem. He thought, I want to cut these trees. But he thinking, maybe when I enter into the cave, maybe I'm not coming out, my impermanent death. He didn't come. When he going out, and this tree is making problems, and he want to cut, but he said, yeah, it's okay, leave that, because when I go out, maybe I'm not enter into the cave. He all the time is constantly like this. When he become enlightenment, trees over the cave, and then it's like this kind of, also it's like this is the founder of lineage of the Longchen Hindi. He was in the charge of his retreat place. Of course, he need to go to one place to other. They're not very far, but there is a small river. It's difficult to cross that. And then some student will say, maybe Rinpoche, we need to make the bridge. And he said, no, I don't want. When I cross other side, maybe I'm not coming in this side. Maybe I'm arriving, maybe tomorrow I'm not going there. I need to constantly impermanent. He, in his life, never did like this. If you have the reminder or the concern in the impermanent, and then each moment we can do positive. Nobody's need to push to us. We don't need to push ourselves. Sometimes in the Western, the Dharma practitioners, some Buddhist people, they say, oh, last month or last year I practiced very well. This year, this month, I'm a little bit losing my interest. And I didn't practice nothing. I'm like a kind of drink, going to parties a little bit. I don't know how I can to get that enthusiastic. That means you do not understand the impermanent. That means it's like we do not understand really what is the positive. This person's constantly, oh, I'm a long life forever. And that means it's like they do not understand the impermanent. If you really to understand the impermanent, then it's automatically. There is even someone say, please don't practice Dharma. Shut up, I'm going to practice Dharma. Automatic. Therefore, for example, then the second one is like, I used to say the causality. Causality is inevitable. Causality is the truth. Everything is ours like dependent in the causalities. And also causality is like we call the karmas. Karmas, nothing exists in the space. Karma is the meaning of the formation of the body, speech, mind. And this formation of the body, speech, mind, it is whatever we create, the cause things. Absolutely the result is inevitable. Negative actions, negative result. Positive actions cause positive result. That is like inevitable. It's a truth. Even that this modern gentle science, they said is that causality is inevitable. Absolutely they are accepting it is like this. And then it's some samsaric defects. If you believe your reincarnations, and if we believe the reincarnations, and of course in this life we come to look in the human existence, human realms, it is also beyond the samsara, and how much we have sufferings. There is like principally there's a four river of the sufferings: birth, old age, sickness, death. It is everybody going through that. Nobody cannot avoid that. Who can to avoid? Obviously. And compare that we can to see direct the animal realms. Absolutely. Wherever we be in the samsaras, there's not very much comfortable and happiness. We need to quickly to be free from the samsaras. For example, this life like this, maybe next life we don't do nothing, some good things, the cause of the happiness things, maybe where we go, we don't know. And the Buddha said, I'm not sure, but from my perspective, I don't accept any evolution of the human beings. Okay, that is in this humans. It doesn't matter at the beginning as we human beings, as human beings. It doesn't matter we have longer mouths or using the four legs. It doesn't matter human capacity, human beings. It's never ever monkeys is become the human beings. I don't believe. But we have big evolutions after that we died. That is the big problems. For example, maybe after that we died, next our bodies, which kind of body we don't know. And that is the big evolutions. And next maybe reborn, it's the same as the tomorrows. And today we do not need to concern it tomorrow, but 100% tomorrow is coming to us. And when we be in the tomorrow, and same as today, we need happiness, we don't want to suffer. Therefore, it's concerning the defects of the samsaras, and through this kind of preliminary practice,